Welcome to WipeOut, which is a secure data eraser that is also an electronic shredder with built-in compliance patented technologies. We also have Dell Technologies as our partner. About us, CyberFit Solutions is a nascent name in the secure data eraser segment. It's a preferred data sanitization partner and provider of WipeOut, a patented technology that offers intelligent electronic digital shredder and policy compliance tool. So what's our USP? WipeOut has outgrown its potential with innovative data eraser solutions to all industries to mitigate data leakage risks and comply with data privacy and information security regulatory standards across the globe. So let's meet the leadership team. On the left side, you can see Mr. Sanjeev Dahiwadkar, who is the founder and CEO of IT Shastra Group. And on the right, you can see Mr. Santosh Kamane, who is the CEO of CyberFit Solutions Private Limited. So are you aware of the data disposal risks? This is the biggest question that we can ask to ourselves because traditional delete and format capabilities are ineffective and do not address the risks. Data destruction is the process of securely destroying the data stored on servers, laptops, desktops, and other forms of electronic media so that it is completely unreadable, inaccessible, irrecoverable, and cannot be used for unlawful and illegal purposes by malicious actors. Why data destruction or data disposal is important? Because as we all know that sensitive data such as PII, financial data including bookkeeping records, customer proprietary data, intellectual property, proprietary information residing on storage devices, it is at a high risk if not securely erased. Safe data destruction or disposal is mandatory requirement as a part of information security and privacy standards such as NIST, ISO 27001, GDPR, US Privacy Act, DDPB draft, and HIPPA, etc. Now, as we know that every organization has sensitive data. So what this data is? The data could be customer data, employee PII, source code, finance records, trade secrets, bookkeeping data, vendor payments, or customer records. So let's ask the question, which is, are we really protecting our data? Let's ask ourselves, are we aware that deleting files or formatting drives does not assure permanent erasure of data? Do we know that are we securely erasing the data? Are cyber criminals accessing our sensitive data using recovery tools? Are we waiting for cyber security incident to occur, which can lead to financial loss, brand image, denting of brand image, reputational loss, legal and regulatory penalties? And it can also lead that your data could also be available on the dark web. So you can be the next if you don't act. Let's take an example of Morgan Stanley, who had to pay 35 million after their hard drives with 15 million personal customer data turned up into auction. And there are many other incidences that has happened in the past that proves that why secure data deletion is very essential. It is the need of the hour. Now, in an organization, why we fail in data security? Because we tend to create the data. We create access control, ID provisioning, user management. We store the data using encryption algorithms, authorization, access control, cloud security. We then use the data as packet filtering, CIA control, IDS, IPS, AV. We also share the data, access controls like authorization, encryption, CA, SB, DLP, SASE. We also archive it using encryption and offsite storage. But the biggest question is that we don't destroy it properly. We use something called as physical destruction, where we rely on a third party. That can lead to potential risks as you are handing your hard drives or your systems containing your important and sensitive data to someone whom you are expecting them to physically destroy it. In a way, you are handing them the data which they can make a copy of, and they can sell it to any competitor, or they can even put it on the dark web, like it happened with Morgan Stanley. So data leakage, privacy non-compliance, regulatory risks, all are associated with insecure data deletion. So where are the organizations failing today? Because there is no data disposal or sanitization policy. Secondly, physical destruction alone can't be a safer control. Third party risk is high, as you are relying on a person, on a vendor, that you want your hard drives or your storage devices to be physically destroyed. There is a huge risk that these vendors can recover the data, make a copy, and that can really lead to huge risks. Then the third thing is degosser, which has its own limitation, as degosser is effective only for the drives which are magnetic. But nowadays, as the technology is changing, companies are switching to laptops and computers where they get a SSD which is far more fast and it is performance oriented. So degosser doesn't work with SSDs. Then using software wiping but without ability to wipe files or folders on demand. There are many software wiping tools, but they lack in the ability where you can selectively wipe files and folders on demand. Then the next thing is storing sensitive data on user devices like HR, sales, developers, so on. Then the last one is companies are unaware of the IS standards and privacy regulations. So these are the few areas where organizations are failing today. So let's introduce WipeOut, which is a secure data erasure solution. WipeOut uses intelligent algorithms and patterns with multiple iterations to override sensitive data and ensure data is wiped off permanently and securely. So CyberFit's patented solution WipeOut helps you to mitigate all data disposal risks, then meet compliance needs, IS, privacy, NIST, HIPAA, high trust. And at last, it assures you a peace of mind. Because when all your data disposal risks is mitigated, when you meet compliance needs, then of course you'll have a peace of mind. Now, what WipeOut does. WipeOut works in different segments. First is WipeOut, which is for Windows laptops and computers. You can simply right click on WipeOut and you can select Wipe Me Out. You can select a file which you want to delete, which you want to permanently wipe out. Right click on that, select Wipe Me Out, and that file is permanently gone. Or you can simply drag that file and you can leave it into the widget, WipeOut bin widget, which is right there on the right side of your desktop screen. Then we have a storage analyzer, which is an intelligent utility to identify sensitive data on your endpoints and servers. So you always have a control where your sensitive data lies. Then you can schedule wipeout to meet your data retention and disposal policy needs. Like you can schedule a wipeout like every week, Sunday at 5 p.m. or every week Monday at around 11 a.m. whatever suits you. So you can schedule data wipeout policy that every week that data will be erased securely. Then we have two models like enterprise console and client console. Enterprise is a centralized console and it can control all the client machines. And then on the other hand, we have a remote wipeout of data as well, where you can remotely wipe out all the data in the systems which are connected to your server machine. Then we also have a feature like Rescue Me. You can wipe out your important files with one click. So this comes as a lifesaver when it comes to secure data deletion when there's an emergency. Then the last is, once you have deleted all this data, you also get a certificate of destruction, which complies with all the privacy laws and standards. So like we said, how easy it is to wipe out your data. Don't worry, it's not a very complex process. It's a very easy process, like you delete files and folders in your day-to-day life. Just right click and select Wipe Me Out feature and your file is gone. Or You can just drag and drop your file into the wipeout bin widget on your machine and it will be securely deleted. So what are the wipeout products and services? Wipeout for systems, like we discussed, wipeout for Windows systems in enterprise and standalone distributions. Then we also have wipeout databases where you can securely erase database records and selectively with just a single click. Wipeout API, where you can integrate permanent erasure functionality in your own applications using wipeout API. Then we also have wipeout as a service. That is, we are partnering with data centers and colo providers for sanitization on demand as a service. Then we also have a data sanitization assistance. This offering includes review of your data disposal policies, audit assistance for data disposal controls, and implementation of wipeout. How can wipeout address your risks? Like we previously discussed, it helps you prevent data leakage risks, as wipeout is an electronic shredder that can prevent and protect your financial data on endpoints and servers like payroll, customer transactions, bookkeepings, AP vendor data, customer sensitive documents, contract research and advisory papers, and so on. You just think of your sensitive data, and wipeout is there to address your data leakage risks. Then data disposal discipline. It also helps you set a data disposal discipline where you can schedule auto wipeout of staging data. Rescue Me for easy cleanup, database wipeout currently for MS SQL from servers. Data disposal policy consultation, wipeout API integration, and this in the end leads to protecting your brand image, your brand. Protecting data is the highest priority for financial firms and all type of IT firms. It is also important that statutory cyber privacy and IT audit, it also complies with that. So it also proves as a compliance tool for all your audit purposes. Wipeout strengthens consumer trust. Then it has a continuous assistance and awareness sessions. So you can make the right choice. Without wipeout, you are risking your business to data leakages, audit, non-compliance, regulatory fines, privacy penalties, business risk, financial loss, reputational hit. And with wipeout, you get peace of mind, compliance, consumer trust, regulatory compliance, privacy assurance, clean audit rating for your data disposal. So, to get your copy of wipeout, just write us to info@cyberfit.tech and we'll be happy to assist you with that. So, remember, don't just delete, wipe it out. Thank you.